So going back to what Julian was just starting to say, when you start to integrate them together, these complexities start to go away.
So an example of that would be, let's say something was held up in stores, in our stores, internal stores, leaving a shortfall for production. But in that shortfall, the production team were, maintaining their machines and doing other jobs. But they never said, well, we'll send the lad over to the stores and help them out.
Yeah. We lost a whole day's production because a vital part had arrived in Goods Inn and it was just in the queue.
Yeah.
And I'd written, when I ordered it, we had a broken down extruder. It's costing us thousands of pounds an hour. And we'd bought it from a company called Panic Link. And it arrived by motorbike and it had Panic Link on it. And when it got to Goods Inn, they just put it on the shelf with everything else.
Yeah.
Because they didn't know that we were desperate for it. And I didn't know it had arrived. And I discovered a day later that it had arrived. And I went down to there and I shouted at the woman really loudly, right in her face, probably with expletives. And she was really frightened. I think she might even have cried. I was like, stupid. How can you not have realised? It had Panic Link written on it. And afterwards I felt really bad about it because it suddenly dawned on me that I know it had Panic Link written on it, but everything's got words written on it, and she's got a queue of stuff, and she was just following her process, and she just didn't know. Because Goods Inn was its whole separate little world, and it was just optimising its processes of doing things in order.
Yeah.
And she just didn't know. How could she have known, really?
She was doing her job properly.
And I was trying to optimise my world. And
you were saying to her, basically, you should have broken your routines and your rules in order to satisfy something which is completely out of your context.
I mean, she could have phoned me up, but then I didn't want her to be phoning me up all the time. I've got this in, do you want it? I've got this in, do you want it? So the system just made it impossible, really. And it got to the point of frustration and boiling point sometimes because the system was so annoying. But everyone was just optimising their own areas, and communication was always a problem. And every company I go into, if I say, what's your biggest problem? They always say communication.
Yeah.
Because it's so difficult if you break stuff down.